that thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned. Can you say with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
Doe je zo doen. Ik val vooruit, ja.
Questo sai che serve?
First order tracks. Even kijken hoor. Voor alle drie kan je nog ruimen ook. Deze is kost vaak. Zo. Zo.
Okay, Comic-Con Holland, once again, good morning. Welcome to Comic-Con Holland. This will be the first time of many you'll hear my voice today. I'm here to announce that we will be starting the very first cosplay parade in 10 minutes. 10 minuten vanaf nu is de allereerste cosplay parade. What is a cosplay parade? It is a catwalk, an opportunity for cosplayers to showcase their costumes without needing to register. There will be many parades throughout the day, but the very first one will be 10 minutes from now. And this will be the fantasy or book parade. So we're specifically looking for a lot of fantasy or book related cosplays, like Lord of the Rings, Genshin Impact, Critical Role, anything that's remotely tabletop or from a book, anything Harry Potter, anything Walt Disney. If you're wearing a fantasy or book-related cosplay and you want to show it off, you can just start queuing up right near the steps closest to the blue cosplay cloud booth. And we'll get you on stage because you do not need to register 10 minutes from now for the fantasy and book cosplay and parade. But if you're not wearing a fantasy or book-related cosplay and you still want to show it off at this very first parade, you can just join the queue. We're not that strict on the rules. Doe gewoon lekker je zin and just join the queue. You do not need to register. In 10 minutes, the first opportunity to show off your cosplays here at Comic-Con Holland. No registrations, no judges, just a good time. So, if you want to join, we have a Beidou cosplayer already in the queue. You can just join that queue near the pink catwalk for the cosplay parades. And we'll get you on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, all of you normies walking around, please gather around and come cheer these cosplayers on and take their pictures in 10 minutes for the very first cosplay parade.
Welkom in Europa, blijf hier tot ik dood ga. Europa, Europa. Welkom in Europa, blijf hier tot ik dood ga.
This morning, Comic-Con Holland, 24 minutes of filming very good cosplay parade. And here is the video where our cosplay parade will start in 5 minutes. You can also join the queue. We're not that strict on the rules. We just want everyone every opportunity. This will be one of many throughout the day. So please gather around because you guys are going to need to cheer these cosplayers on, support them, take their picture. So please gather around, you bunch of normies and weebs. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes for the very first cosplay parade. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comic-Con Holland. Are you all happy and excited to be here? Wow, you guys are amazing. You're already much more awake than people from Belgium, really. Can I get a hoya? Holy crap, Lois. Hi, my name is Mike. I'm from Cosplay Cloud. We're a Belgian-Flemish organization. And we're here to do this in English because I spoke to people from Germany and France. Dus we gaan het gewoon lekker in het Engels doen. We're here to host the cosplay parades. We're well known for those back in Flanders. These are catwalks for cosplayers to join without needing to register. We also have our free photo booth, a free cosplay repair corner, and so much more. We're even throwing a cosplay rave again this year. Wink, wink. Check out our socials for more on that. But the cosplay parades, once again, are an opportunity for cosplayers to show off their costumes without needing to register. Now, again, this is much more insane than how it usually starts back in Belgium. Belgian people are very tired and need their coffee, but you guys are already up and awake and ready to go at it. Love to see it. So the very first parade will be mostly fantasy or book themed. So we're looking for anything Disney, anything Lord of the Rings, Critical Role, all of the above. But if you're not wearing a fantasy or book-related cosplay, you can still join this very first queue if you feel like it. We'll do many more throughout the day. We have a schedule by our booth right over there. Now, before we begin, here are a few safety regulations. Now, you guys can get as close around the stage as you like. So, again, if you are able to please not block any of the pathways or any of the booths surrounding us, that would be amazing and very poggers. So you can get as close to the stage as you like. However, if you are able to reach out and touch the stage, you are standing too close to the stage. So make sure one arm is away from the stage. Kids, vraag aan je ouders wat een legal issue is, because these cosplayers have props they will swing around, like swords, lightsabers, and their massive egos. So, if you are too close to the stage, you might get hit. Rule number 2, please no flash photography of any kind. Geen flitsers op de camera, alsjeblieft. Those are the 2 rules. Now, I think that's it. Also, this is our Cosplay Cloud photographer, Jelmer. Please do not block him in any way. Thank you. Now, how this is going to work, because this is the first time we're doing this in the Netherlands. You guys are fucking amazing, by the way. Oops, family event. You guys are amazing, by the way. You guys, a little round of applause for yourselves. Come on, you guys are looking awesome. So how this is going to work is, I'm going to go over here, we're going to blast some music in a second, and I'm going to ask the cosplayers what you're dressed as, from what franchise, And as I introduce you, you individually go on stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as they enter the stage, you guys have one rule, and I know you guys are really good at it. As they enter the stage, I want you to cheer as loud as you possibly can. So let's practice that. A cosplayer enters the stage. What do you do? Amazing, amazing stuff. Now, cosplayers, you're gonna march on down, do your RuPaul JoJo poses or whatever. And over here, we have a duct tape cross that you can post to our cosplay photographer Jelmich for our social media pictures. Afterwards, you can get closer, whatever, do your little twisty turn and walk back and exit on the other end you entered on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as they exit the stage, let's practice once more what you're gonna do. You're gonna cheer. Let's practice. They're exiting the stage. What do you do? Very good, Comic-Con Holland. Now, I think we're ready to go. Cosplayers, don't forget to stick around at the end because we're gonna take a massive group picture. I'm going through puberty. Ladies and gentlemen, one more question remains before we begin. Are you ready for the very first cosplay parade of today? Ooh, that was worse. Oh, that was cringe. Ik ben niet overtuigd, Nederland. Are you guys excited to be here? Now let's start with our very first cosplayer of today. From Genshin Impact, it's Beidou. From Amphibia, it's Sasha. Next up, from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, it's Sundrop and Roxy. Whoa. Next up, from Genshin Impact, it's Lumine joined by Etarian. Very good, Comic-Con Holland. Next up, from Genshin Impact, it's Nilu. Following that, from My Hero Academia, it's Mako. Following that, from Lord of the Rings, it's a Nazgul. You're doing great, Comic-Con Holland. Keep the energy up. Next up, here's an OC character from Baldur's Gate 3. Next up, from Project Sekai, it's Mizuki. Following that, it's Disney's Rapunzel and Belle. Next up, from Demon Slayer, it's Zenitsu. Following that, from Genshin Impact, it's Albedo. Next up, from Project Sekai Wonderhoy, it's Mei Mei. Next up, what is this? A crossover episode. Demon Slayer's Nezuko, joined by Shinobu, joined by Asuka from Evangelion. I was just thinking of Nezuko all the time. Next up, it's Tojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Next up from Genshin Impact, it's Hutao and Fenty. Next up from Cry of Fear, it's Simon Henriksen. Following that, the Gacha Hell of Genshin Impact, once again, it's Milu. Okay. You guys are feeling very hyped. I love to see it. Now, one thing I ask back in Belgium is when we have kids cosplaying the stage, I want you guys to triple the energy so they grow up to become very talented cosplayers. That being said, give it up for this mother and daughter duo of Gamora and Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. Following that from The Witcher, it's Geralt of Rivia. You're doing great, Comic-Con. Next up, give it up for the webhead himself, it's Spider-Man. Next up, from Final Fantasy 16, it's Climb. Keep up the energy, Comic-Con. Here's Impa from Hyrule Warriors. Next up from Star Wars, it's Rey Skywalker and Captain Rex. Following that, for Once Upon a Time, it's Mother Gothel. Following that, get your laughs in, it's the Batman. Next up, I don't know if we need to clear the stage, but here's Rubius Hagrid. Next up from Call of Duty, it's Keegan. From the webtoon Cherry Crush, it's Cherry and Crush. Next up, Winks, pak elkaar maar bij de hand. It's Stella from Winks Club. Please do not use any flash photography. Geen flitsers alsjeblieft. Next up from Star Wars, it's Darth Vader. The big flippies and dippies. Next up from FNAF Security Breach, it's Roxanne Wolf. Keep the energy up, Comic-Con. We're not there yet. It's Nezuko and Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Next up from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's Gyro Zeppeli and Johnny Joestar. Next up from Five Nights at Freddy's, it's Elizabeth and Evan. Does our pink stage remind you of something? It's Barbie Pool. Next up from Marvel Spider-Man. Oh, give them a moment. We had a shy cosplayer. But next up we have Carnage. From the family-friendly Terrifier franchise, it's Art the Clown. Next up, who? From Guardians of the Galaxy, it's Star-Lord. Next up, a crossover, Nikolai from Bungo Stray Dogs and Karina from Genshin Impact. Alright gamers, up next from the Dream SMP, it's Phil. Next up from Chainsaw Man, it's Makima. Don't forget, cosplayers, please post on the duct tape cross. It's Ghost Spider. Give them a warm welcome. Up next, I'm very excited for this sequel coming out. Give it up for none other than the ghost with the most, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Next up from Genshin Impact, it's Shenhei. Next up from Full Metal Alchemist, it's May Hughes. Give us 1 second. Okay, we had a shy cosplayer. Ladies and gentlemen, those were our cosplayers for the very first parade. I would like to ask all of them to come back on stage for a massive line of group picture. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, come on. Let's all fit on one line. Cosplayers, can you see me? If you can see me with my arm raised, you're facing the correct way. Turn around if you cannot see me. There we go. Everyone's facing one side. If you can see me, you're facing the correct side. There we go. All right, cosplayers, you're all gonna pose to this side, and this side is gonna take your picture and cheer on the count of 1, 2, 3. And time for some physical exercise. Cosplayers, turn around and face the other side. And that side is gonna take your picture and cheer on the count of 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, cosplayers, you can safely exit the stage. One more round of applause, come on. Thank you all so much for being here at our very first parade. Once again, you guys are an amazing crowd. Don't go too far, because our very next parade will be at 12 p.m. This will be the sci-fi parade. So anything that has star in its name, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar, Stargate, anything Doctor Who, anything horror. If your franchise is sci-fi or sci-fi-like, you get priority. So just join us at 12 p.m. for the sci-fi parade. Until then, howdo!